Tell us about the get together and your characters in the film.
Yeah, so The Get Together is a movie that takes place over one night, and it's a get together in Austin, Texas. And it's four characters kind of all at that moment in their lives where they're trying to figure out what's next. And I play Damien, who is in a relationship with Betsy, and some chaos ensues.
So well said. I play Betsy, who, is from Austin, moved to New York, got with Damien. She's bringing him back home to meet the friends. And she starts, questioning her life choices a little bit throughout this night.
Yeah, what attracted each of you to this film?
I love this story. I thought it was kind of deceptive in the beginning because it was really fun and entertaining. And then you sort of start to see kind of like into who all of these people were. And I thought it was really warm and it had like a lot of heart, like each one of these characters kind of figuring themselves out. And so I really love that. And it resonated for me.
Yeah, I love the relatability of all the characters and how it's a movie that really like sparks conversations after you watch it. It makes you ask a lot of questions to yourself as well.
Yeah, speaking of asking yourself questions, the film is a love letter to your 20s. If you could describe your 20s in a sentence, what would it be?
Probably pretty similar to this, actually. That sort of moment where you're kind of like, what's next? I feel like your 20s is like the puberty of adulthood. Like, it's like that moment where you're sort of like, okay, I've been doing this for a little bit, and where do I want to go? And also just like reflecting on the past and what brought you to that point. So I feel like it's pretty similar to the characters. That's not one sentence.
Yeah, how do you put that in a sentence? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd say for my 20s. I guess similar, like it's sort of like an unsettled adventure. Always, I don't know. Yeah, I can't put it in a sentence.
The two of you have worked together in the past. How beneficial was having that prior relationship when jumping on board for this project?
I think it was great.
Love that. Yeah. And that was a big reason why I wanted to do it, because we had worked together a little bit on Quantico, obviously like 5 or 6 years ago. And, these two characters are in a relationship. So to bring that history and knowing each other and that chemistry, like I was just excited to be working with Joe again.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to, build chemistry really quickly, but like Jacob and I, like we're already physically comfortable around each other. We already like know each other's space and vibes. So it was super helpful to just already have that layer built in.
Totally, yeah.
And the two of you have worked on projects of all sizes. What is it about independent filmmaking that excites you as actors?
For me, I think it's just the passion of everyone involved. Everyone who's there, like no one's there for a big paycheck. Everyone's there because they love the movie just as much as you do and want to make this like beautiful thing together.
Yeah, I completely agree. I feel like everyone's there to do something special and great. And it's about the work and making something that hopefully resonates with someone, and I think that attention to detail on smaller films is incredible.
Yeah, the film does a really great job balancing comedy and drama. For you guys as actors, is one more challenging than the other?
I feel like it's kind of the same thread. Like if the stars sort of align on what you're doing, like the comedy and drama all kind of come from the same thread. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's right.
So it's like, like situationally or whatever. So I feel like maybe comedy is a little bit harder, but if you can kind of get it right, it's sort of like on the same wavelength.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. I feel like a lot of comedy is circumstantial and depending on what the situation is. So totally agree.
And like you were both saying earlier, there's so many universal themes that audiences can take away from watching this film. Was there one in particular that hit home for you?
I think that it's okay to not know what's next. I think all of these characters are kind of experiencing that. And it's such, you think you're supposed to have it all figured out all the time and everything's supposed to be easy. And I like that sort of message that it's okay to not know what's next and be figuring that out.
Yeah, I think another one I like is that it's okay to change. And it's okay to accept if, you know, things pull apart and relationships change. I think change is positive.
Yeah, there's so many great moments within the film. Is there one in particular that you're excited for your fans to see?
Oh my gosh, all of it.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing. There's one scene I really like where well, that'll spoil it, so I won't say. But there's one scene at the end. I have a lot of scenes with the Lucas character who's played by Chad Werner. And there's just like a funny, kind of cute moment between the two of them because they've kind of been butting heads this whole story. And then at the end, you kind of see like a different aspect of their relationship, which I just thought was really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, with this being a comedy, did you guys have the opportunity to improv? How much of that, what we see on screen, is improv?
I think for me, it was pretty much to the script. I don't know about you, Jacob.
Yeah, the same. I don't think we really improv'd. Maybe Chad did for Lucas because he had so much funny stuff, but I think it was pretty by the book.
Yeah, ultimately, like, we rehearsed a lot because we didn't have so much time being an independent. Like, you don't necessarily have as many takes to improv. So we rehearsed a lot to try to get it set so we could make our days.
Yeah.
And then the film premiered at the Austin Film Festival last year, and it's been incredibly well received. What do you think is resonating most with audiences?
I think because there's 4 different kind of perspectives going on, there really is something for everyone, you know, like they're all in their 20s, but they're all sort of in different brackets of their 20s and the circumstances are all a little bit different. And so I think people just relate to what each 4 of them is going through, or all of them, you know?
Yeah, I hope it's the characters that people are resonating with. I know when I watch it, like, that's totally what draws me in. You just care about all these people so much and you relate to them so much.
And then with the film coming out in a couple of days digitally, what do you hope audiences take away after they see it? And has that changed just given the year that we've had in 2020 where...
Well, yeah, that's a great point, actually. I think I'm going to echo what I said earlier about, like, it's sort of okay to be in that moment of, like, what's next for me. And I think especially after this year where everything has been kind of flipped upside down and dealing with COVID, obviously, I think it probably will feel good for people to see those types of moments on screen, you know?
Yeah, I feel like it'll be quite liberating, especially since we've all been so, like, to ourselves, to see these characters go through these changes and, like, accept them. I hope it feels quite liberating.
And then final question for the both of you. What's next for you?
I have a movie coming out. I'm not sure yet when, called Saving Paradise, but that's the next thing coming out for me.
Oh my God, fun. I'm working on something and I hate to be one of those people, but I can't talk about it, but I'm very excited. And it's behind the scenes. It's not
cool.
front of the scenes. So.